Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's Your Story? I'm your host, Carrie Rowan. Hold on, technical difficulty. I'm your host, Carrie Rowan, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. And what is it that we do at What's Your Story? Well, once a week we get together and I talk to you about a morsel, a little gem from my book, Tell a New Story, right? And we talk about in this book 5 simple steps to release your negative stories so that you can bring more joy to your life. You can live with more satisfaction. You can feel like you have more control over what's going on up here in your head. And that's a satisfying way to live. When we feel like what we put out in the world comes back to us, we feel like we have more control, more satisfaction, more creation, and we just feel a better sense of peace that what we do matters and who we are matters. We control all of that stuff. We're creating our life every day, co-creating it with the universe, with the laws of the universe. So I love talking about all this, and I'm so glad that you could join me here today. So let's talk a little bit about my book, right? I just went out of focus for some reason. That's so strange. Hold on a second. There it is. So in this book, and what makes it really cool is that it's interactive, right? So as you're going through the book and reading, as you know or may not know, I'm also a singer-songwriter. And that's where the first storytelling started, with my 3-minute stories of my songs. And throughout the book, you will find QR codes, which is what makes my book interactive. Here's one for a really cool meditation that I wrote. So for each step in the book, each of the 5 steps, there's a meditation at the end of each of that step. So you can really incorporate and take the learning in a lot deeper. It really helps to assimilate all the learning that you're doing with the meditation. And my music is also in here too. So when I get to a point where I'm telling you something about one of my stories that happened and I wrote a song about it, you can hear the song immediately through the QR code. And our QR code's cool. You just swipe it with your phone and up it comes and you can hear the meditation or the song, or watch a video of me showing you how to do something like EFT tapping. So in this book are lots of tools for you. And here today, I'm going to show you a couple cool tools as well. So that's what I do. That's what my book is all about. And I love to help people find the resources they already have inside. Tap into those resources so that they can feel better about their lives every day. So today I opened up my book and we're going to talk about, I opened it up to chapter 4, and we're going to talk about gratitude. It says gratitude changes everything. And it really does. Gratitude is such a cool thing. And you know, you might have the thought in your mind that, you know, maybe gratitude is something you think, yeah, I'm grateful for things. I appreciate things. Of course I do. We all do, don't we? But that's not what it means to practice gratitude. Yes, gratitude is common knowledge, but gratitude is not common practice. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, are you practicing it every day? Because practicing gratitude is different than just occasionally feeling grateful for things, because we all do that. But when you can find a way to practice gratitude, and I talk a lot about that in my book, it changes your biology, right? We talk a lot about that here on What's Your Story. How do we change the biology that we automatically are all wired with? How do we change that? How do we get over that biology? The things like, for example, our minds making us look at what's wrong automatically. Why? As a safety mechanism to keep us safe. Our brains are always just doing the job to keep us safe. But that doesn't serve us. That doesn't serve us. That serves us no longer, that we're not cavemen and cavewomen anymore. That doesn't serve us. So how do we find ways to get past that? And gratitude is one of those really magical things that can change your state quickly. So it can change your biology. It can change and rewire your brain. So if we have the biology already built in that we're really good at seeing what's wrong, then we need to counteract that and train ourselves to look and focus on what is right. Because I'm here to tell you, there's always stuff that's right. The sun always comes up every day. You wake up, hopefully, every day. And all these things are what's right about the world. We can go as small as the tiny flowers that are growing outside. So there's always something that you can find in your life to feel grateful about. And again, we're overcoming that biology. The more times you practice that, you practice gratitude, you set an intention that, hey, I want to live with an attitude of gratitude. That is a Tony Robbins statement, and it's really probably the first time I started learning about gratitude, and that was many years ago because I had his tape series. Who remembers little tapes, right? I rode around in my car at my sales job, putting those tapes into my car and listening to them all day long when I was driving around. He used to say, live with an attitude of gratitude in his Personal Power series. And that's where I first picked it up. And it was powerful because It can change the way you think like that. It can change the way you feel like that. When we change our thoughts, right? We can change the way we feel. We can change the way we behave. So when we start to set that intention every day that you want to look for what's working in your life, you want to look for what's right, and you put some other things into practice, like I would suggest that you get yourself a notebook and do a gratitude journal. I know you've heard about it. You've probably heard about it a lot. You might even have a journal, but do you use it? Do you pick it up every single night with a pen in hand and actually write down 5 things that you were grateful for that day? Because each day it's going to be something different, and that's what's cool about it. The more you do it, the more your mind starts looking, the more you get that habit, that focus of looking for what is right, looking for what is working. That's how you overcome that biology that's so darn good at looking for what's wrong. Okay, so try that. Get the notebook. Do it every night. Did you know that Oprah says that's the single one thing that changed her life the most? The one thing that impacted her life the most was practicing gratitude every night. So start getting in the habit of that. Start retraining that brain to look for what's right, and that's how you do it. Then during the day, when you have those moments, because we always do, where the stuff starts hitting the fan, take a moment. Take a moment, because now you're already in the practice. You're doing it every night. Take a moment and say, I wonder what I could find about this moment that's great. What's great about this moment that I forgot to look at? What's great about this moment that I didn't see or didn't realize? Again, training the brain, training your focus, training that brain to focus on things that make us feel better, right? We can all do that. We all have that capability. We all have that tool to do that. So try that. I want to hear from you. Make a comment below to me if you're here watching this, even if it's on a recording. I'd love to hear from you. Did you get a little pickup? Did you find something that you're going to try? So if gratitude makes you healthier, smarter, and more energetic, it's something that I think we all want to do, right? And these are the things I talk about in my class. And I want to let you know I'm super excited because I'm starting another class next week, my 5-week class series, my master class called How to Tell a New Story. We've got What's Your Story here. We've got Tell a New Story, and the class is How to Tell a New Story, where we take the concepts in the book and we go super, super deep. So each one of these 5 steps that I told you about, we take those steps one at a time. Each week represents one of the steps. And it's so exciting because there's so much transformation that happens, and I've had amazing feedback from the people who have taken this class. And they love the interaction too. I set you up with an accountability partner. So there's homework and there's all these things that we go through. And the best part is that it's live. You are live with me. We get into your stories. I help you pick the ones that are holding you back the most. You can bring your ugliest, darkest story that you would never tell anybody to this class. And there's no judgment and there's no shame in bringing your stories and sharing them, because guess what? When you can do that, they get out into the light. They no longer have power over you. And it is so transformational. People have wrote me amazing testimonials. Go to my website, carrierowan.com, and click on the tab that says Masterclass. And I will take you through each one of the weeks. What do we do in each one of the weeks of class? Very, very specific. How we uncover and start to set intentions for yourself. We look at the outcome of your stories. We look at the reframe. How can you take your ugly story and reframe it into something that actually was a positive? And we're not making stuff up. We're just changing our perspective, right? We're looking at, hey, wow, I never saw that strength in myself to get through that story. And this is the stuff you bounce off each other in class, right? When you can hear somebody else's perspective on your story that is so tired and old because you've been telling it to yourself and everybody else for the last 20 years, and you gain a new perspective on your own story. Well, my friend, that is when things start changing in your life. You start to gain this self-awareness, right? Because each week we also do a meditation to really enhance that learning and solidify, get it in your body. And the more you meditate, the more self-aware you become, the more you start catching yourself telling those stories. I love this work because I love helping people transform, and I would love to help you too. So if you're interested at all, jump on my website and let's get on a call together. Click on the button that's on my About page that says, set up a free consult with Carrie. We can chat for 15, 20 minutes and talk about the class and see if it's a good fit for you. So do that. Take action today because you, my friend, deserve it. So before we hang up, let's do a quick little energy medicine tool. We're going to take gratitude and we're going to combine it with our 3 thumbs, right? the diving eating nuts that I showed you, the K27, right? We're going to hit our K27, which are at the end of our kidney meridian. And when we do this, I want you to take this moment while you're doing the energy medicine work to rebalance all of your energies to practice gratitude at the same time. So as you're tapping, find one thing that you can feel grateful about. Well, I'm so grateful for my family's health and well-being. There you go. While you're doing your K27 tap, you're talking about something you're grateful for. Now you move to the thymus, right? Improves your immunity and your vitality and your energy. And while you're thumping there, let's come up with something else. Like, let's see, I'm grateful for my own health and vitality, right? So let's talk about that in this thumb. And then when you do your spleen lymphatic thumb, which is right here, it's kind of like an inch under your bra line, ladies. Let's tap the spleen lymphatic, which this is something that helps us digest big things in our life. Food helps us digest nutrients, but also big emotions. So let's tap that. It also increases our energy and helps with our metabolism and blood sugar. So find something else to feel grateful about while you're tapping this. I am grateful for the air conditioning in my house today. So grateful for that, right? So there was 3 quick little easy things that I found to be grateful for while I was doing my energy medicine tapping. I feel vibrant. I actually do feel myself vibrating. I feel a little tingly in my body from the taps, and I hope you do too. So share with me what you feel after you did that. Share with me an aha moment, and share with me if you want to be part of this amazing, amazing class. I already have some great ladies signed up. It's going to be phenomenal, and I want you to come and join us because I want to help you with your stories. So thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been my pleasure. I love chatting with you about all this stuff. And remember, it's never too late to tell your best story. Bye for now.